What up guys, welcome back to another video journal. So I've been making these more often lately. I think that's because, I think I make video journals when I don't really know what's going on in my mind, in my life, not got a lot of clarity. So I think the main reason I make them is to just get my thoughts out my mouth. And so I don't know what I'm talking about today, but we'll see what comes. I guess, I always talk about my problems, don't I? That's all I talk about. Imagine someone who's got nothing to talk about. They're so just innerly peaceful that they don't have any inclination to talk about anything. They're just in the moment fully. That's interesting, actually. That they're just content with the moment. There's nothing to say about it. Is there even a person like that? Is there even a point in that? I don't know. But anyway. So what's on my mind at the moment is just filmmaking. I'm just having trouble because this is what I want to do. This is what I want to, do every day. Because you've got to have a reason for getting out of bed in the morning, and of course number one is just living life, just being grateful for existence and just being in awe and wonder and curiosity of this moment, of the fact that you're alive. That's of course number one, really, because without that then you just get lost. But number two, what am I going to do? Because the number one thing is being, there's nothing you have to do. You just have to turn awareness onto itself and recognize that it's a miracle that you are alive. There's not really any doing there. You just witness, you just be. So, but what am I doing? What am I going to do with my life? And I want to film. I want to do filmmaking. I don't particularly even want to talk about it, to be fair, because it's just this frustrating thing in my mind. It's just hard work, coming up with ideas, and I'm very much a perfectionist. It really comes down to what emotion do I want to evoke in people? That's really the core of it. I want to have visually satisfying visuals, and I want to have some deep meaning, and I want it to be edited all coolly, and all the shots look sick and real filmic and cinematic. That's all important to me, and having a story, of course. But I think at the heart of it, at the very core, is what do I want people to take away from it? What am I giving people? What meaning am I giving people? And it's the emotion. We connect with life through emotion. We make choices based on our emotions, not our intellect. I can talk a whole lot about deep spiritual shit, but that doesn't really matter if no one's connecting with that emotionally, So it's this thing where I'm trying to evoke some emotion. And the emotion that I want to evoke mainly is just this wonder and curiosity in the fact that existence is that you are alive, and just evoke that big existential aliveness. Evoke that emotion within people. Evoke gratitude that you're alive. Evoke love. Just something deep, when you watch a really deep movie and it just hits you, and you could be crying, and it's just fuck man, there's no intellect about why you're feeling that way. It's you're not thinking so much about oh, why am I crying, or any of this. It just happens because it gets to a deep core thing within you that doesn't need describing with intellect or whatever. And that's really what I want to hit deep, is that I want to make these deep videos and films that just hit something deep within people that everyone can relate to, because everyone exists, and I want to hit that spot where it's like that profundity that you exist, and like the emotions that come with it, like the existential dread and the, you know, the confusion and the fear, but also, you know, the other side of you know, like universal love and gratitude, and just like, you know, hit something deep within somebody. And that's a big task, man. That's like, you know, that changes people's lives. Movies change people's lives. I mean, you may not think it does, but it, like, if you're like crying by watching a movie, there's some sort of release going on there. There's something happening with you biologically, and that is changing something. That's having an impact on your life. I mean, so many YouTube videos that I've watched. Like, for instance, if I hadn't watched any YouTube videos in my whole life, my life would look very different. So there's that, you know, is that videos have a powerful impact on people. Even if it is just a little bit, but a little bit goes a long way, you know. So I'm just struggling with just this, like, I'm just trying to like hit something deep within people, but I don't think it really comes from like a trying, like analytical trying, you know. It just, I've really got to just like sort of surrender myself to the work and just like see what wants to come out of me, rather than trying to get something out. Just like letting the work me rather than me working the work, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go to the supermarket and get some food. Then hopefully I will come back and do some editing on something.